Hi, today I'm going to show you how to use masks and one application where it might help to add a background to a photo that has a background you don't really care for. So first off, what you want to do is go ahead and click on this little button down here with the square and a circle in the middle. You just click on the layer that you want to put a mask on first, and then we'll go ahead and click on that. Now you'll see it adds a little box over here to the right, and that is your mask. So as you can see, I have a layer here of the background of Times Square. I'm sorry, not Times Square, but Wall Street. So I want to go ahead and add that as the background to this photo here, where it's just white. Easiest way to do that is to make sure you click on the mask. And then with a few things we can do, you can go ahead and click on the magic wand here, and then just kind of click on there, and it'll try to do its best at selecting everything that's near to the same color. But as you can see, we have the tolerance set right now to 100. We'll go ahead and just try to drop that down to 15. We'll deselect that, and you see, because the shot was very overexposed, this is going to be a pretty tough thing to do with the wand. So there's something else we can do. We can use the lasso. We go ahead and select magnetic lasso tool. And then you can go ahead and just kind of start drawing from the bottom right along. It'll just go ahead and start putting points. Now this is going to be the tough part right here, as you see, because it's so white there that it can't find a good contrast for it to put one of its magnetic links on. But that's fine, we could still fix that later. So we'll just keep on going around. You just want to try to keep, pretty close to the edge, just draw along, and it's fine because the magnetic lasso will do its best to keep it right on the edge. This is kind of a good example to use the magnetic lasso because the background is so white, it really makes it a lot easier to use this tool. When you use magnetic lasso on a subject that has a background that's very similar in color and contrast, it becomes a lot more difficult. I really don't use the magnetic lasso tool all that much. I usually just color it in by hand, and we'll still have to do that here after we're done because it really is it's not going to look too good. It's not going to have selected correctly. And when you're done, you just click on that little circle there, and now it's made a selection. First thing we want to do now is go to Select, and then go to Inverse. This will inverse the selection. At this point, we want to go to Edit, Fill, and we're just going to go ahead and fill it with black. As you see now, by filling that mask right there with black, what that's allowing is that part of the picture is just going to be see-through, and the layer below it, this layer here with the city, will be able to shine through. But as you can see, once we zoom in a bit, we still have a lot of stuff to fix here. Let me just deselect real quick. As you see, it did a good job here. You got a few fixes here, and of course we need to fix a lot on the face. So if you were to do this by erasing the a layer, like copying the layer and then erasing it, obviously we wouldn't be able to fix this. It would be stuck like that. So using the mask helps because now we can click on the mask here and bring up the brush tool. And here's the brush tool. And as you see, when you click on the brush tool, you want to make sure that you have a black and a white. Extreme black, extreme white. This way we can go ahead and color in what we need. As right now, you see I'm on black, So that's adding to the black part of the mask. We just go ahead and hit Command Z, and that'll fix that, what we just did. Hit the X tool, and what that'll do is reverse the colors, and now when we click on the mask, we can fix it. And as you can see, if you mess up like this, you can always just hit the X button and reverse it. The X button is basically just switching these colors out right here. Another thing that's kind of nifty to do, especially when you're working with backgrounds that are very similar, is you can go ahead and hit the slash key, and what that'll do, it'll go ahead and put like a slight opaque red mask over the mask, so you can kind of draw in and have a good idea, as you can see, of what you're doing. So let me just go ahead and color in this mask real quick and finish it up. Okay, so as you can see, we just kind of did a rough outline along her hands and her body and her hair. But when you zoom in, you can see now her hair doesn't look too realistic. It looks like it's literally cut out. What you can do is you can actually, there's a few things you can do. You can use the brush tool and go ahead and select the hardness to be a very soft hardness, and then kind of go over it and paint paint either the white or the black in the direction you'll need, and just go over it and make it look a little more realistic. Another thing you can do is also use the blur tool on the mask itself, and we'll just go ahead and set the strength to 75, and just kind of go a blur over the top of the mask itself, and it'll just it'll soften it up and make it look a little more realistic with the background. But as you can see, it's starting to turn white here because the background of the original picture is white. So it's almost making her glow a bit. Well, there's a few things we can do. On this, we can go ahead and click on the mask, and then on the adjustments panel up here, click the Masks tab, and we'll go ahead and just click on Mask Edge. When you do that, now you have control of how the mask will look around the subject. So you can actually contract it, smooth it, feather it, expand it. So we'll just go ahead and expand it from this current setting right now. And we'll turn the contrast down a bit. Turn the radius down a little bit. See, that's too much there. We'll go ahead and just contract it a little bit more. We'll just contract it just a little bit more. We'll feather it a bit. So as you can see, you have a lot of control over fixing the mask. And when you're done, you can get a background of of your choice for the picture, and it's not just good for backgrounds, it's good for lots of things, but mainly you want to use masks when you want to go ahead and take something out of a particular layer and have a layer underneath shine through. So that's how you do that's the basics of layers, and if you have any questions, just go ahead and post a comment down in the bottom and I'll try to get back to you. Alright? And if you have any suggestions for videos in the future, go ahead and suggest your ideas in the comments below. Alright, thank you very much for watching.